So cheeky.
It's a possum!
No way. No.
I'm gonna step out for a second.
Hello, I'm Anne Jones, the ABC's nature nerd, and today we're breaking down videos of the world's cheekiest urban animals. But city living isn't for everyone. Some animals do make a go of it. What? Sometimes they act in curious and bizarre ways. From learning new tricks to mindless games. Could all of this weird behaviour actually be a sign of something more? I've been trawling the internet for the best animal videos to decide once and for all which of these city animals is truly extraordinary. You may have heard them tippy-tapping across your roof, or they might be in your garden eating the tops off your carrots. But one thing's for sure, possums are a little bit naughty by nature, and that's why they end up on the internet.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. No. Greg.
Did she just call it Greg?
Greg. This way.
Does look a little bit like a Greg. It appears that this lady is trying to lure Greg outside with a piece of white bread. That's not a very effective strategy. What? The possums in Australia that we have in our backyards are actually quite territorial. If you're seeing a possum on your roof, it's probably the same possum that you're seeing every single night. Oh dear. I think that the possum is making itself look big and getting ready to defend itself from the dog. It looks slightly as if it should be in Manpower Australia, but I'm here for it. That's amazing. It's using its prehensile tail as well to provide an extra grip. So it's really gripping on. It's got the two back feet with the toes completely stretched out and its tail wrapped around. Ooh. Oh, little baby. Not so little baby trying to get into the pouch, really. So like a kangaroo has a pouch, so do the possums, and their babies are also called joeys, which is super adorable. They're born really quickly. After conception, it only takes 17 days or something for the little pink wriggler to make its way up outside the mother and into the pouch. That's one of the speediest pregnancies in the whole animal kingdom. Children, eh? She's like, why did I do this? They said it'd be easy. Okay. There's...
Where? It was just a candy bar. Oh my god! What the is that?
Did you see it?
It's a squirrel.
Where? Shut
There's
up.
it's a possum! Holy it's huge!
It's him creating all of the havoc, not whatever animal is inside there. I'm guessing that this isn't a possum, at least not one of our possums, because they are only in our region of the earth. Oh God, now they've got the police involved. Law enforcement. For a possum. No, there we go. He's done it before, scooped it out. Opossums are the only marsupial in North America, which is very cool. And the possums in Australia, they're marsupials as well. But our ones are probably closer related to like kangaroos because they split off so long ago. And they do sort of look the same, but they are very different. I mean, this one's got makeup on that makes it look like it's in Kiss. Oh, skunky! So it looks like we're on night vision here. Oh, here comes opossum! Yes! Opossums are jerks. Drink. Hiya! And then just off. And look at the poor bedraggled skunky. Ooh. No. Why would you do that? There is a defense mechanism that opossums are capable of, and that is sort of like pretending to be dead. Their heart rates slow down, their respiration slows down, they will expel a green liquid out of their butt. And interestingly, this catatonic state isn't something that's controllable by the opossums. It happens like the fight or flight mechanism happens. And it appears that that's happened now. I mean, you're probably just further distressing the animal. Also, don't pat wild animals. Thank you. So possums and opossums are not the same creatures, but they are pretty extraordinary. They're mischievous wild animals that have had to adapt, and they have some incredible ways of finding a foothold in our cities.
Who's that?
Squirrels. You'll probably see them scurrying around Northern Hemisphere parks. But is there more to these little guys than meets the eye? Whee! Looks like it's up like 10 stories or something. It looks really high. Wow, that's really cool. So it seems to be able to grip onto lots of different surfaces, including that brick, really easily. Ooh! No way.
Oh my god!
So did it survive? They think so. So squirrels do really big leaps and can actually survive falls that almost no other creature would be able to survive. And apparently the reason is that they're so light and they have this ability to make themselves pretty flat. So instead of falling with a thud like you and I would, they have the ability to sort of pad themselves in the air, I suppose. So yeah, it is conceivable that it would survive that if it didn't impale itself on a stick, I suppose. No. Woo! Yeah! Fight. I'll take ya. So a lot of this, it's like West Side Story but for squirrels. A lot of it's fought in song. So there's lots of talking to each other and only a little bit of biffo by the look of it. Squirrels in any one local area probably do have a bit of a hierarchy. I mean, the bigger and older you get, and especially if you're a male, that means you're going to be dominant. And maybe this is a couple of young'uns trying to sort out their place in the hierarchy and also eat as many sunflower seeds as squirrelly possible. No! Yeah, you can fit another one. So the squirrel is putting the nuts into cheek pouches. It's not putting them into the mouth. It's like a separate little anatomical skin pouch that goes in the side. It can fit a lot of nuts in there, and he's absolutely stuffing himself. I love the sound it makes. Must be a dentist nightmare. Squirrels, if you go even further up the family tree, are rodents. So they're in the same family as rats. One of the things that they have in common is the fact they got teeth that keep on growing. So how many has it got in there now? It's like 6 or 7. 8. And he's gone. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, sucker for a floofy tail. Squirrels are coming to this doorway because they clearly know that there's going to be food at this doorway. I mean, look at them. It's like drive-by service. Yeah, I'll have a peanut. Yeah, thanks. Okay, bye. It's thought that some squirrels could squirrel away something like 10,000 nuts for their winter. They can lose something like a quarter of their cache to other squirrels or birds nicking their seeds and nuts, right?
Okay.
So they've got strategies to manage that and organise their buried treasures. They call it chunking. And basically they put the really good nuts of one species over there and a different species over there. And another thing that they do, if they know that another squirrel is watching them, they make an elaborate display of digging and putting a nut in and then putting it back, and then they go and bury it somewhere else. What? A little glider. Whee! What a cutie. So there are gliding squirrels or flying squirrels, but they're not really flying. They have a patagium, which is a big bit of skin that goes from their front leg to their back leg, and when they stretch it out, they create a little squirrel suit like you might see those fancy skydivers wearing. Very cool little critters. I love that it launches itself, and you can see its tail acting like a bit of a rudder. These little guys can do something like 45 metres in one glide, which is pretty substantial considering you're like that big. Squirrels are aerodynamically gifted. I think we can all agree on that. And that means that they're really good at living in our cities where we create lots of vertical environments for them to thrive. I don't think we can say that they're extraordinarily smart, but they are extraordinarily cute, and that goes a long way in this world.
Oh, no, no, no!
In Australia, these guys are probably the worst neighbours you could imagine. They're really loud, they rip apart your house, and they're basically obnoxious. But could all of this behaviour in cockies actually be a sign of intelligence? Cockies!
Oh, this is my day right now.
Oh, look at his little tootsies.
This cocky has just flown over. Don't! No, no, no! It's already stolen my earring.
Hi. Hi.
This is what he did to it. Oh!
All the hallmarks of a bird that's been fed in the past. Oh, it's coming in. It's going to hijack that car.
What is it? Don't!
It gives you a really good view of its feet. Like all parrots, they've got 2 toes going forward and 2 going back. This gives it an incredible amount of dexterity when it wants to grasp stuff. It's like a bat. If you imagine a human bite to be like 120 psi, it's said that the cocky can bite at like 350 psi. It's like 3 times the strength of our jaws in that little beak. This is like one of my favourite things in the world, cockies on bins, which sounds really weird. Someone's put big heavy rocks and a brick on top of their bin in an attempt to make it too heavy for the cocky to lift. Here we go, pushes off. Yep, you got it. A little bit more. Yes. And then the little shuffle uses one hand and its beak. Boink. So cool. Meat tray. Bah. The researchers have been able to verify that cockies watch each other, and this could be an example of cultural transmission. It means that over time they're passing knowledge from one bird to another. So these cockies are smart, very smart. I would definitely employ one. Oh, hello. Here comes someone cheeky. Oh, definitely trying to be dominant and playful. The crest is up. Why are they such assholes? Sulphur-crested cockatoos have really complex social hierarchies, and that means that some of this play fits into that hierarchy business. Imagine having a designer cat like that and then having a cocky harassing it. That's Australia. Nature bites back. Because of their amazing intelligence and behaviour, cockatoos are actually pretty popular pets. I got to speak with a very special cockatoo called Bentley and her human, Kristen. Hi, Bentley.
Say hi. Bentley has the intelligence of a human toddler. You really have to have a lot of patience, a lot of toys. They need to forage to keep themselves active and healthy. Oh, all right. This is what I go through all day long.
What a cutie.
Well, as you can see, cockatoos are extremely mischievous, and she's really not for everyone, but she's the perfect companion for me. We do everything together.
It's obvious how much joy Bentley brings to Kristen's life, and probably vice versa. that cockatoos are not easy pets. So if you think that a parrot might be your next best friend, the best thing to do is check your local guidelines and make sure you're not doing anything illegal or immoral, because remember, you're basically talking about a toddler here. So cute. So this is obviously a pet cockatoo. And parrots are, apart from humans, the only animals that have been documented to spontaneously dance. There are palm cockatoos up in the northern bit of Queensland which can drum, and they drum their own rhythms. It's generally the males, and they're doing it to try and attract a female. Sort of like what we do when we're on the dance floor trying to attract a mate. That was me trying to attract a mate. Oh, we've got an angry cocky here. Oh, looks as if there was a goanna up that tree. Goannas and snakes are actually a danger to cockies, just not really when the cocky is in its adult form. It's more about going in, stealing eggs and eating them, or fledglings or little baby birds. I'm surprised the person has remained close enough to film this, because the noise when they're upset, even when they're not upset. Oh, if you see a picture of the sound, like the sound made visual, they take up like all of the frequencies. It's horrendous for your ears, but it's really effective for them. It means that they can be heard over really long distances, and that's really important when you're a highly social animal. So yes, cockies are amazing creatures. They're clever and capable, and even though they can be annoying, if you do keep your property secure and your food secure, i.e. do not feed them, they can be brilliant neighbours because you get to watch them playing all the time.
Get out of there! Whoa!
Next up, we've got monkeys. Their ability to outsmart tourists gives them a level of street cred that I get nowhere near. You might not know just how brilliant monkeys are unless you spend any time with them, or if you watch some videos on the internet. Oh wow, it's got a bike! And a dog! It's riding a bike! I mean, he's got the seat right down like a true BMX bandit. Wait, he's fanging it. I would hazard a guess that that is not a wild monkey. Oh, it does have a collar on, I just saw it there. Okay, yeah. Monkeys are kept as pets all over the world with varying levels of legality. So this looks like a long-tailed macaque, I think. This is an old world monkey. That means that its sort of genetic lineage comes from the monkeys from Africa rather than from America, right? And generally they prefer to get around on like all fours. So by sort of sitting itself up and actually balancing on two wheels is pretty freaking cool.
Okay, we have a whole bunch of baboons inside this house. Check it out.
Baboons? Home invasion.
Get out of
Wow, there's like 5 of them just streaming out of that window. There's lots of this, what we call human-wildlife conflict in South Africa in particular around baboons, because their home habitats have been basically destroyed. They've moved closer and closer into human habitation.
Come on, get out of here! Get out of here! Get out! Here's the door!
Oh, you're gonna want more than a broom for a baboon.
Out the door!
That baboon has a potential there to feel very cornered, and a cornered animal is a dangerous animal.
Out that door! Out that door! I'm gonna step out for a second. You just take care.
So that's a warning bark. It's quite forceful, like that sounded pretty loud, especially in that small environment. But baboons have all sorts of sounds that they make because they're really social. And it often follows that if you're a social species in general, you have lots of ways of communicating with each other. So baboons, they're really big. You wouldn't want to wrestle with one, and they are definitely smart. They know that if they go into houses, they're going to get yummy food, and that's why they're there.
There we go, he's out, he's out! Mission accomplished.
I mean, guys, you're not that victorious. They still trashed the house. That's a cutie. Okay, this one looks like it's in Bali. There's lots of monkeys that live around the temples.
He knows how to open the cap.
So smart. It's gonna go up your nose, mate. See, he's having trouble getting the lips around the edge of the bottle. How it's learnt to undo the bottle and drink from it, I don't know exactly, but it is phenomenal. The best thing about that video is the fact that it drinks like with its little finger up. So posh. Okay. Wow, look at it. Don't think it was stuck. It was trying to avoid the humans that were down below. Yeah, that's a really high jump. But that's what you do when you think your life is in danger. So this monkey is stressed. I suppose there's heaps of other ways to put it. It's in distress. That means that it's got a feeling within its body. It's going to act in irrational ways, just like we do when we get stressed. In fact, researchers have found that monkeys are capable of all sorts of complex emotions, just like us. That's a huge jump. So powerful. Got really powerful back legs so that it can sprawling. That's the official term. I mean, that's several times its body length. They can jump much, much further than humans can in comparison to our body lengths. They land so beautifully as well. Monkeys like these spend about half their time going from tree to tree, often from canopy to canopy, without going down to the ground. So when they bring that skill set to the city, it works really well, especially because in modern cities, we tend to use lots of vertical space. So as we go up, so will the monkeys. So now you know, urban monkeys are really extraordinary. Their emotional intelligence, their problem-solving capabilities means that they make interesting neighbours in our cities, even if we have to watch our backs. Oh. Crows get a bad rap. For centuries, they've been associated with death and decay and bad omens. But really, are they all that scary? Or are they just scary smart?
How you doing? Say hello.
Oh, so beautiful.
Hey, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Wow.
How are you? How are you?
How are you?
That was amazing. It was like pitch perfect.
I know, right? A lot of snow. I know, right?
I know, right? I know.
He's sick of her conversation, though. Ravens and crows are absolutely amazing, among the most intelligent beings on the planet. Some behaviouralists say that they're like feathered primates. They can be taught to count up into a limit, and some crows in captivity have learnt something like 100 words. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Security cameras have given us many great gifts. She's not convinced.
Wow!
I mean, birds are scary. You can't help but squeal when a bird, even when it's a little bird. Okay, so the crow's giving warning sounds there. Almost all birds, before they attack, give some sort of sign that they're going to attack. And then it swoops and then makes more aggressive vocalizations. So it's likely that it doesn't like that female for some reason. Maybe it's got young, maybe that female human disturbed the young. One of the reasons that crows are so successful in towns and cities is that they're really observant and they can differentiate between individual human faces. So if she committed a sin against the crow 2 years ago, it's likely that it would remember who she is and potentially act aggressively, or at least let everyone else know in the area that you're a threat. So yeah, don't cross a crow. Oh, going again. Do it again. The carrion crow, which is all black, mostly lives in Western Europe. And then there's the hooded crow, which sort of looks as if it's got a little jumper on that's grey. That lives mostly in Eastern Europe. He looks just like he's snowboarding. He's so cute. There's something that this crow is getting out of this activity, whether that be just a pure physical feeling that it's enjoying, or whether it's trying to break open the object. There's a billion things that could be going on. They do all sorts of weird and interesting, playful behaviours that help them explore their world. Okay. Crow in the middle of the road. Ah, with a hedgehog. That's amazing. So a hedgehog, its primary form of defense is to pretend to be a prickly rock, and that's what it was doing all the way across the road. And the crow seemed to be helping it across the road. Crows are able to form attachments to other beings and objects outside of their own species. Crows also taunt other animals. They can make fun, they can play sort of hide and seek. But one of the reasons that crows have done so well living close to humans is that they are scavengers. And they'll happily eat roadkill, which this hedgehog was very close to becoming. So it could be possible that it's helping it cross the road, or the crow could just be being a jerk. Entirely possible. Ah, here we go. This is cool. I think that this is in Japan. Is Cash putting my nut on the road? So crows have been known to cache food, so that means they put it in little hidey holes around. So this nut may have been one that this crow saved away for when it was cold with all the snow. But to get into it, he doesn't have one of those beaks like a cocky does that enables them to rip through husks and nuts and things like that. So what he's trying to do is get a car to crack the nut for him. Or her.
Oh, he got hit.
Here we go. Did it work? Yep. Yep, got a bit of nut. They found that they do it close to traffic signals so that the cars will actually slow down a bit, and that gives the crow more of an opportunity to escape and not get hit. So these guys are super smart. They're getting our vehicles to do their work for them, and on top of that, putting a safety net in place to make sure that they don't get smacked.
No, right? No.
So there you have it. Crows aren't scary. In fact, they're some of the most quick-witted and intelligent creatures that we have on this planet. So next time you see a crow in the street, make sure you say hello. It'd be rude not to.
Hello. Hello.
Get out of there!
Animals are facing shrinking habitats out there in the wild, and that means they're coming closer and closer to where we live in the cities. The ones that do thrive have proved that they're street smart, resourceful, and willing to take a risk. And, you know, I think that we need to give them some space. We need to live with these animals instead of against them. The biggest challenge really will probably be admitting that we might not be the smartest animal on the block. Hey, thanks for watching. I also host a show called Catalyst, which is all about science in Australia. You can watch it here. And remember to hit subscribe and like and the bell button because ABC Science uploads videos every single week. See you later.